welcome to the Deep Dive. See, today we're jumping straight into what feels like, well, the biggest paradox of this whole AI industrial revolution. You look around, you see this massive wave of tech change, right? And the knee-jerk reaction for any business leader is, okay, we need more tech skills, coding, engineering, data science, double down on all of it. But the sources we're looking at today, a key strategic white paper, plus insights from Guy Diedrich, he's the Global Innovation Officer at Cisco. They basically say, hold on, that focus might be a huge strategic blunder. They argue that just chasing the tech means companies are missing the real point. The thing that actually gives you an edge, a sustainable edge, isn't the AI itself. It's the thing we've undervalued for ages. Human literacy, or what the source calls MOOC.
Yeah, and let's be clear, this deep dive, it's really about mapping out corporate strategy for, well, the next decade, maybe longer. This isn't just some feel-good, soft skills are nice kind of chat. It's about dodging what Diedrich, in the materials we've reviewed, call, pretty bluntly, a strategic talent deficit.
Strategic talent deficit.
Okay, what does that mean in practice?
Well, think of it like this. If your tech, what the AI can do, starts racing ahead of your team's ability to manage it wisely, ethically, strategically, deciding what you should let it do, then your company gets fragile, really fragile. You're suddenly exposed, big time. In risk management, in adapting long-term, that gap, the one between your technical power and your human wisdom, that's probably the biggest business liability you've got right now.
Okay, let's unpack this. Right, so to really feel the weight of this deficit, we need to grasp just how big this AI disruption is. The Cisco AI report threw out a number that just, well, it stops you in your tracks.
92%.
Exactly, 92% of jobs are going to be moderately or heavily impacted by AI. It's almost everything. Nearly every role, from the C-suite down to the front lines, is basically being rewritten as we speak.
And seeing that huge number, it kicks off this logical but kind of backward reaction in the job market, doesn't it?
Well, people see 92% impact and they panic a bit. They run towards what feels safe. So you see students piling into STEM programs, engineering, computer science. They see it as the guaranteed ticket.
And we've got the stats for that. Academic focus on humanities. It dropped 24% just between 2012 and 2022. Feeds itself, everyone chasing those how-to skills.
Right. But here's the twist. What happens when the AI gets really good at the how-to? When it can write the code, run the analysis, handle basic execution, suddenly what the company really needs starts to change. Diedrich argues pretty forcefully that the crucial talent now isn't just technical wizards, it's people who are capable of, and this is his phrase, responsibly and ethically using these technologies.
Okay, so that's the pivot point. It's not enough to build the powerful tool. You need people asking the hard questions. Like, if your team builds an amazing algorithm, but nobody stops to question the biased data it was trained on, you're basically engineering ethical problems right into your product.
Precisely. And that's the definition of being commercially fragile. Your tech is speeding ahead, but your internal controls, your ethical reviews, your actual decision-making processes, they're lagging behind. You're heading for a crash. Could be regulatory fines, could be a PR nightmare. It really forces that fundamental question. When technology becomes readily available, how should enterprises redefine core competitiveness? It can't just be about being the fastest anymore. There has to be more to it.
Right. So here's where it gets really interesting. Moving from the problem to, well, Diedrich's proposed solution. He talks about this being the AI micro-age. And his point is, when you can basically summon all the world's facts in an instant, the skill of just knowing stuff or executing basic tasks, that value drops off a cliff.
Yeah, the value completely shifts. It moves towards human judgment, the single most important skill for the future. It's about asking the right question. Diedrich puts it really well. The premium skill isn't, how do I build this anymore? It's mastering the art of asking, should I do this?
Okay, that sounds compelling. But let me push back a little. Should I do this? I mean, isn't that just another term for critical thinking? What makes it so uniquely crucial now with AI compared to, say, 20 years ago?
That's a fair question. I think it's the sheer speed and the scale of deployment now. 20 years ago, a bad business decision, well, it might have impacted a region or a product line. It was somewhat contained. But now, with AI, a poorly judged algorithm, maybe one with hidden biases, it can affect millions of customers globally almost instantly. The consequences of that ethical judgment call are just exponential.
So the blast radius is infinitely larger.
Exactly. And Diedrich uses this great comparison around the asset life cycle of skills.
Right. He talks about his own experience. He started teaching himself programming at 17. Technical skills like coding, you get good at them relatively quickly. a few months, maybe a focused effort. They're about the how-to.
But the problem is, they become obsolete fast. The coding language you mastered last year, maybe an AI tool handles it this year. Or a new framework makes it redundant. It's constantly churning. Contrast that with human literacy, critical thinking, ethical reasoning, complex judgment. You can't cram that in a few weeks or months. That takes, honestly, a lifelong commitment to develop.
A different kind of learning entirely.
It is. And because of that long-term development, its value is incredibly stable. Technical skills give you execution power now. Human literacy gives you the wisdom to make those tough should-I-do-it calls, especially in complex situations. That makes it this fundamental bedrock professional asset. It's the thing that actually survives these huge technological waves.
So for you listening, the takeaway is kind of like investing, right? Technical knowledge might give you short-term gains, quick execution. But that humanistic framework, that's your long-term compounding asset. It helps you navigate the really messy stuff, data privacy, fairness, how humans and machines work together, those gray areas. Okay, but Diederik isn't just saying hire smart people.
Yeah.
He gets specific. He actually lays out 4 disciplines, kind of like foundational courses, that he argues need to be woven into the fabric of technical organizations, things that directly impact day-to-day work.
Right, and this is crucial because it connects the seemingly abstract idea of humanities to concrete business value, to the bottom line, really.
So first on his list, philosophy. Now, when I hear philosophy, I think Plato, Aristotle, maybe not Q3 earnings reports. How does philosophy help manage AI strategy?
Well, it's not about debating ancient texts. It's about the tools philosophy gives you. Systematic reasoning, building logical frameworks, understanding underlying principles. That's foundational for AI governance and strategy. Philosophy helps leaders get past just the technical how and really nail down the why. Why are we using this AI? What are our guiding principles? Without that philosophical grounding, you've got this incredibly powerful AI tool, but maybe no real direction or ethical guardrails.
Okay, that makes sense. Like building the operating system for your AI strategy. What's next?
Psychology.
Psychology. Okay, easier to see the business link there. Marketing, user experience.
Yes, but it goes deeper in the AI context. It's absolutely key for driving user adoption and human-machine collaboration. Think about it. Integrating AI isn't just a technical challenge, it's a human one. Psychology helps you understand the cognitive biases, the emotional responses, the fear of change, even the fear of replacement that people have when they start working alongside machines. How do you build trust? How do you make that collaboration feel natural, not threatening? Psychology gives you the playbook for that.
Got it. Number 3 is ethics. This one feels maybe the most obvious link, but probably the most critical.
Absolutely critical. Ethics provides the framework for building that moral compass we talked about. It's about actively managing the huge brand and compliance risks that come with things like algorithmic bias. Ethics training gives your people the tools to ask, is this AI fair? Can we explain how it makes decisions? Who is accountable if it goes wrong? These skills turn your employees into, moral sentinels, catching potential disasters before they blow up publicly.
Moral sentinels. I like that. Okay, and the 4th discipline.
Problem solving, but elevated problem solving.
Elevated how? Isn't problem solving just problem solving?
Well, yes and no. AI throws up completely new kinds of problems, really novel, non-standard gray area issues that traditional troubleshooting methods just weren't designed for. Think about it. What happens when a self-driving car causes an unavoidable accident? Or an AI trading algorithm triggers a flash crash, or an AI medical diagnostic tool gives harmful advice. Who's responsible?
Right, there's no manual for that.
Exactly. These aren't just technical bugs you can patch. They're deep, complex dilemmas that require sophisticated human judgment, drawing on ethics, philosophy, the whole toolkit. That's the elevated problem solving needed now.
Okay, let's translate this. We've talked about the disciplines. How do these seemingly softer skills actually deliver hard business results?
Yeah.
Where's the tangible advantage?
Well, the most immediate one is probably communication. Diederik really hammers this point. He says talent with critical thinking and excellent writing skills will stand out massively.
Why specifically writing?
Because in a company swimming in complex technical details, the person who can take that complexity and translate it into clear, persuasive language, whether it's a strategy doc, a client proposal, an internal memo, that's the person who actually gets things done. They build consensus, they secure buy-in, they align teams. It's about making the brilliant technical solution understandable and actionable for everyone else.
So it bridges the gap between the techies and the rest of the organization.
Precisely. And then there's risk management, which we touched on with ethics. If technology really can do almost anything, as Diedrich predicts, then the biggest constraint, the biggest risk, becomes the ethical boundary. An organization steeped in philosophical and ethical thinking can spot those moral hazards early in the design process, not after a million users have been affected. That proactive approach, it's far cheaper than cleaning up a public crisis or facing massive fines. It's just smart risk mitigation.
And this ties into how we manage people too, right? Especially with AI entering HR, that feels like a minefield.
Oh, the HR dilemma is a perfect example. It's walking a tightrope. Diedrich points out that a solid humanities background is crucial for making more rational decisions when you start using AI in HR.
Give us an example of that tension.
Okay, think about using AI for performance monitoring. Technically, sure, AI can track keystrokes, time spent on apps, maybe even analyze sentiment in emails.
That's a bit creepy.
It can be, right? So the question isn't can we do it, but should we? How do you use that data without completely eroding employee trust and privacy? That's not a technical question. It's an ethical and psychological one. Or take something really tough, like using algorithms to help with layoff decisions. The tech can spit out data points, efficiency scores. But how do you ensure fairness? How do you factor in context, potential, human dignity?
The algorithm can't do that.
Never. That requires a leader with human literacy, applying judgment, empathy, strategic thinking. The tech provides input. The human provides the wisdom. That's where the humanities background becomes critical.
And Diedrich takes this even further, looking ahead. He makes this pretty bold prediction about the next big shift.
Yeah, he suggests we're going to transition from the AI era to the quantum era, likely within the next, 3 to 5 years? Which sounds incredibly fast.
Wow. Okay, so quantum computing becomes mainstream that quickly.
Whether it's quantum or the next thing, his point is that these massive technological shifts are accelerating. If that's the case, clinging too tightly to today's specific technical skills is risky. They might be less relevant in just a few years.
But the underlying ability.
Exactly. The underlying ability to think critically, to reason ethically, to learn continuously, to solve novel problems that remains constant. That humanistic foundation is the only truly future-proof asset. It's what lets you adapt, pivot, and thrive no matter what the next technological wave looks like.
Okay, so we've built the case. The why is clear. Let's talk about the how. What should companies, and maybe individuals listening, actually do about this? For employers, it sounds like step one is rethinking who they hire.
Absolutely. They fundamentally need to redefine well-rounded talent. It can't just be about ticking the boxes on technical skills anymore. Hiring processes need to systematically, deliberately look for critical thinking, communication skills, ethical reasoning. You need to actually test for these things, maybe through case studies, behavioral interviews, looking at writing samples.
So you're looking for people who, as the source material puts it, not only possess technical ability, but can also incorporate the human reflection of the humanities into decision-making and coding. It's about that integration.
Integration is the key word. And the second big action item, maybe the most important, committing to lifelong learning. Diedrich was really emphatic about this. Education isn't something you finish. It's not a one-time event where you get a degree and you're done. It has to be seen culturally within the company as a continuous process that never ends.
And just to be clear, this isn't about offering optional lunch and learns on philosophy, right? This is more fundamental.
Much more fundamental. It's not just a perk. It's strategic survival. And this links right back to that stark warning Diedrich gives.
One about corporate decay.
Yes. He explicitly warned that if your technology's capabilities outstrip your management's ability to govern it wisely, the result is corporate decay.
That's a chilling phrase. What does it mean?
It means the company becomes brittle, slow, unable to adapt, because the leadership is essentially overwhelmed by the very tools they deployed. They can't make sound strategic decisions anymore because they don't grasp the full implications, ethical, social, strategic, of their own tech. So investing in this cross-disciplinary, continuous, lifelong learning, that's not employee development in the old sense. That's essential insurance against disruption. It's future-proofing the entire organization. #outro.
So it really brings us full circle, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The core of strategic success in this AI age, maybe surprisingly, isn't just about having the fanciest algorithms. It's about the wisdom, the responsibility, the humanity you bring to directing that technology.
Right. Those skills we used to dismiss as soft skills, they're actually turning out to be the hardest, most essential skills for competition, for survival, really.
They dictate whether you thrive or will decay.
And I think the ultimate challenge, the provocative question that emerges from all this research, for anyone in a leadership position listening right now, is pretty stark. Ask yourself, Is your organization actively recruiting and developing the strategic leaders needed for tomorrow's complex world? Or are you still primarily focused on hiring the technical craftspeople who were essential yesterday?
Because the core lesson here seems unavoidable. In a world increasingly run by algorithms, making a deliberate strategic investment in humanity, in fostering philosophical depth, psychological understanding, ethical rigor, and sophisticated problem-solving, that might just be the smartest, most fundamental investment you can make. Whether you're leading a global corporation or just navigating your own career path, you need to be asking, should we? Not just can we. You need to be that human sentinel.